Specify your damn goals, because how are you going to hit something if you don't know what it is? It is not safe to speak, and it never will be. But the thing you got to keep in mind is that it's even less safe not to speak, right? It's a balance of risks. It's like you want to pay the price for being who you are and stating your mode of being in the world, or do you want to pay the price for being a bloody serf, one that's enslaved him or herself? Well, that's a major price, man. That thing unfolds over decades, and you'll just be a miserable worm at the end of about 20 years of that, right? No self-respect, no power, no ability to voice your opinions, nothing left but resentment because everyone's against you, because of course you've never stood up for yourself. It's like, say what you think carefully, pay attention to your words. The price is, it's a price you want to pay if you are willing to believe that truth is the cornerstone of society. And in the most real sense, if you're willing to take that leap, then tell the truth and see what happens, and nothing better could possibly happen to you.
If you truly want to be successful, you need to make sure that you know exactly what you want. Nobody else can do anything for you, and it's all going to have to be earned by you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to make sure that you're doing the right thing. It's all about you being focused on you. And sometimes people are going to tell you what you're doing isn't good, or isn't going to help you down the line, or it's lame, or whatever the case may be. They will put you down, and they will try to affect your performance. So you need to make sure that you know how to stand up for yourself, because you can do anything that you put your mind to as long as you have enough energy and put in enough effort to your goals and your dreams and your aspirations, and you truly deep down want to accomplish those goals. You can do it. You can make anything happen. But it is all about that mindset. The mental game is what you have to be able to dominate, and be able to trust in yourself and love yourself enough to know that whatever it is that you want to do, you can make it happen, because you know that when it comes down to it, you're going to keep pushing forward and keep attacking your goal no matter how hard life gets. No matter what happens, no matter how many times you fail, you won't give up. No matter how many people tell you you're not good enough or whatever it is you can't achieve, let them know you're going to make it happen, and stand up for yourself and tell them your future is your future, and you're going to do whatever you can to make sure that it is the best future for you.
The first question might be, why should you even bother improving yourself? And I think the answer to that is something like, so you don't suffer any more stupidly than you have to, and maybe so others don't have to either. It's something like that, you know, like there's a real injunction at the bottom of it. It's not some casual self-help doctrine. It's that if you don't organize yourself properly, you'll pay for it, and in a big way, and so will the people around you. Now, and you could say, well, I don't care about that, but that's actually not true. You actually do care about that, because if you're in pain, you will care about it. And so you do care about it, even if it's just that negative way, you know. It's very rare that you can find someone who's in excruciating pain who would ever say, well, it would be no better if I was out of this. Sort of pain is one of those things that brings the idea that it would be better if it didn't exist along with it. It's incontrovertible. So you get your act together so that there isn't any more stupid pain around you than necessary. Well, so then the question might be, well, how would you go about getting your act together? And the answer to that, and this is a phenomenological idea too, it's something like, look around for something that bothers you and see if you can fix it. The first thing you have to understand with regards to trying to come to terms with the conception of the shadow is to understand the idea of persona. And persona is the you that you present when you want people to accept and like you, often like. Let's say that you go to a party and you're trying to impress the people that are there, and you're trying to get them to like you, and so you maybe get jabbed at a little bit and you laugh, and you know, you go along with everyone so that they like you, and then you go home and you're bitterly resentful about the way that you were put down at this party, and that's going to make all sorts of aggressive, I wish I could have said, it's going to make all sorts of aggressive and vengeful thoughts sort of flash through your imagination. Well, the first part of the problem is that you were too much persona, right? You sacrificed yourself in some sense at the party so that people would like you. And in the second part, you're refusing to admit to the existence of those elements of you that would have actually protected you from doing that. So let's say you go home and you're all bitter and resentful and you have fantasies of revenge. I mean, that reveals to you the shadow part of you that's aggressive. Stop doing the things that you know are wrong that you could stop doing, right? So it's a fairly limited attempt. First of all, we're not going to say that you know what the good is or what the truth is in any ultimate sense. But we will presume that there are things that you're doing that for one reason or another you know are not in your best interests. There's something about them that you just know you should stop. They're kind of self-evident to you. Other things you're going to be doubtful about. You're not going to know which way is up and which way is down. But there are things that you're doing that you know you shouldn't do. Now, some of those you won't stop doing for whatever reason. You don't have the discipline, or maybe there's a secondary payoff, or you don't believe it's necessary, or it's too much of a sacrifice, or you're angry or resentful or afraid. Who knows? So forget about those for now. But there's another subset that you could stop doing. It might be a little thing. Well, that's fine. Stop doing it and see what happens. And what'll happen is your vision will clear a little bit. And then something else will pop up in your field of apprehension that you will also know you should stop doing, and that you could stop doing because you strengthened yourself a bit by stopping doing the particular stupid thing that you were doing before. That just puts you together a little bit more.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.